Now, it ain't no secret, man. Every single place you go when you are locked up in prison is going to have gangs. Some are going to be deeper than others. Some are going to have more power than the next nation does. And everywhere you go, you're going to find yourself hanging out with people that are affiliated. I'm going to let y'all know in this video how every single camp I went to, certain individuals that I was hanging out with wanted me to be a part of their gang. And I'm going to let y'all know the reason why. And I'm going to let y'all know the reasons why I didn't become a gang member. And I'm also going to let y'all know how being someone's homeboy goes a lot farther than being their brother. Because every brother ain't your brother.
Haha, Dom the best. Finna be this way till I EOS. Take it how you want, nigga. Yeah, I'm a pro. Fuck around and bust your lot while you're at Vizzo. I hate to be this way, but I live for the moment. Waking up every day, show me an opponent. Shanks on deck, hitting bitch you with locks. So much pool, I can even start you from the box. You don't wanna pay rent, got me bent. Got lax on deck, your money was well spent. Vultures on the prowl, so don't try testing. Step 2 comes violent, first steps finessing. You a hold down man, suitcase this. My cell phone, I'm a charger, don't walk with a limp. Get it knocked off or missing, you gon' get it. Next time I see you ass, you gon' leave airlifted.
What's up, y'all? You already know, man. Kfrogtv back in the building. Y'all go ahead and do me that solid favor. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe button. And also make sure you hit the notification bell so you can see it first. Welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's doing good today. I was going to post a video yesterday, but I didn't get around to doing it because of how bad the weather is down here. You know, so it kind of pushed us back a day, but it is what it is. We here now. Today I'm going to be speaking on how gang members wanted me to join their gang while I was in prison. Okay, now, like I said in the intro, it is more valuable to be somebody's homeboy than it is their brother, but at the same time you don't get as much, I'd say, free passes that you would if you was their brother. Alright, now let me break it down a little bit for you to let you know. When you get into some shit, whether it's with that individual or whether it's with somebody else, if you are a gang member, your brothers are going to ride with you regardless. Whether your brother likes you or not, he is going to ride with you. Okay, when you're somebody's friend, you're somebody's homeboy, and that's just your dog, it ain't guaranteed if they ride for you. You know, even if they kind of hang out with you all the time, they don't have to ride with you. Their brothers can tell them they're not allowed to ride with you. You understand that they're not allowed to rock behind you because they're not going to rock behind you. You feel me? And you never know how it goes. Like I said, prison is the most grimiest place I've ever been in my life. All right, but while I was locked up, I've had several organizations want Kfrog to be a part of their gang. Okay, I'll name a couple of them. You know, I've had the GDs want me to be a part of them. I've had the Zos want to call me a white zombie, saying, boy, hell yeah, boy, I'll bring you home. You feel me? I've had the Kings do it. I've had the damn Bloods talking about, oh boy, that's the white Billy right there. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Frog? Boy, I'll make you a white Billy. Boy, you'll be a white Billy. You know what I'm saying? The Crips. You know what I'm saying? There's so many different ones that wanted to bring me home to join their gang. And the reason for that is because I was a cool individual. You feel me? And I stood 10 toes down and I was willing to rock. You know, but not behind the gang itself, but behind people who I thought was my homeboys. You see, when you find yourself hanging out with someone in prison, and I've said this multiple times, you cannot control who it is you find yourself clicking with as a homeboy. You can't help if that person bangs this gang. You can't help if they're against that gang. You might go to another institution and the same person that you was chilling with that was a part of this gang that made you feel like you don't like this other gang, when you go to this other camp, the person you click with might be part of that gang that was going to war against your other homeboy in another camp. You see, you can't really control who you hang out with and who you end up, you know, friending. You feel me? But you can control if you become a gang member or not. You feel me? Now, me personally, I'm going to let y'all know the reasons why I didn't become a gang member. All right? And the reason for that is I always stood for something myself. I always stood for East AV, where I'm from. Even though it's not a gang, I rep it. And people where I'm from rep it like if it was. You know what I'm saying? Our whole life. You know what I'm saying? We grew up repping where we are from. You know, so I would feel like I'm going against my neighborhood if I just all of a sudden became a gang member. And the reason for that is because we've had people where I'm from become gang members. You know, and I know how people who didn't do that look at those individuals. You understand? So if you grew up repping something your whole life, then all of a sudden you're repping something else, you know, and you rep where you're from, it ain't the same. Because that 100% that you was putting in claiming your neighborhood or claiming your block or claiming whatever, even if it ain't a gang, now it's, you know, you're 50-50. You rep that and you rep that. You know, and then even if you rep this 100% and that 100%, you know, people look at it like, well, what if them two were to go against it? What if your brothers were to go against your neighborhood or where you're from? You know, and you could say, oh, I'm a rock with where I'm from over going against my brother. Anybody would say that, but 9 times out of 10, it ain't true. Because if it was true, you wanted to join the gang and got affiliated elsewhere in the first place. You feel me? So me personally, and my dad was from Davie. So me personally, it would always sit in the back of my mind like, nah, I ain't trying to go against that. I feel like I'm going against the grain if I were to become a gang member. And I ain't got nothing wrong against gang members. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to all the nations out there because I got homeboys in all of them. You know, which that played another part. You know, when you got homeboys in all types of different sets and different, you know, nations and shit like that, you know, a part of you will feel wrong if you just join one. Because then that's kind of like letting all your other homeboys know, like, that offered you to be a part of their gang and be in their organization. That's kind of like choosing a side. You understand? And when you fought with everybody, you know, equally, you know, you might ride for some, you know, harder than the others just because you're around that one more than you are that person. You feel me? You could be around this person 75% of the time and rock with them all the time, but you can actually rock for someone else that you only were around 15% of the time. You could fight with them and it'd be more like love than it is the other one. You know, it's just you ain't around that person as much because y'all are in different parts of the compound. You see, that's how it is. So I felt like I would be switching up on homeboys of mine. So I felt like it was just cool to just stick to being me. Stick to being Frog. You get what I'm saying? And a lot of hate comes with when you hang out with certain people in prison. You know what I'm saying? You have hate from the people who are already in that gang. You know, they're not going to all like you just because you're hanging out with somebody. You know, you come home at this compound from hanging out with these people and you feel like it's all love and it's all real and, you know, can't nothing come between you and that nation and this and that. And then you get sent to another institution and it be totally backwards and then it be some flaw shit or they might not be living right and then now you don't even want to be part of the gang you once joined. You see, a lot of people join gangs because of the illusion that your friend, you know, presents to you. You know, they tell you all the goods about being a gang member and tell you all the goods about, you know, this, trying to persuade you into, you know, wanting to become one, but they never ever tell you the flaws. A real homeboy is going to tell you the flaws of the organization and be like, nah, Frog, hell nah, bro, I ain't. Fuck what my brother talking about, bro. I ain't even, you know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing, bro. You just continue being you, Frog. You feel me? And I've had homeboys intervene and do that before. When they find out their brothers are seeing if I want to become a gang member. You know what I'm saying? They'll check them like, hey, bro, it ain't nothing, bro. Frog's who he is, bitch. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, Frog, bro, this shit ain't where it's at. I'm like, man, I ain't trying to become one neither. You know? And not only do you have hate towards, you know, people who are already in the gang, you know, you have hate towards people who are trying to become a gang member. You know what I'm saying? Literally. Like if there's someone on observation, someone that's being a crash dummy, that's doing all they can for years, not just a couple weeks, not just a couple months, for years that are trying so hard to be accepted, trying so hard to be a part of that gang, being a crash dummy, trying to prove themselves to everybody. And then all of a sudden, they got Frog on the, you know, that's cool also that they just want to hand all that to. You know, that just want me to be a gang member because of how cool I am. You get what I'm saying? And a lot of times, people that become gang members, you know, they end up getting put on the plate later on because they didn't deserve to be a gang member, you understand? They got so many flaws and so many hidden things that it's like, how the hell did that person even become a gang member? And then when you sit back and you observe and you realize how much flaws and how many wrong things and how much snake and creepy shit goes on amongst them, amongst their own brothers, that's when you sit back and realize like, damn, bro, like that's a dangerous game. You feel me? I'd rather sit back and watch the gangs eat each other, you know, nation against nation or brother on brother, you know, violence, and me be cool with an individual like because I'm going to rock with you because I'm your dog. I'm not obligated to rock with you. I don't have to rock with you. That's going to show you how much more of a risk I'm taking by rocking with you. You feel me? I'm not your brother. I don't have to rock with you. I'm your homeboy. You feel me? And then, you know, if I feel like you my dog like that and something goes down, speaking from experience, I'm going to put my neck on the line and I'm going to get involved in this shit. And I don't care if it's gang wars. I don't care if it's whatever, you know, I'm still going to get involved behind one of my homeboys, whether he's affiliated or not, if I fuck with him like that. You get what I'm saying? Now, when it comes to people who try so hard to become the gang member, like I said, you'll have other people who ain't even got to do nothing but just keep it real and be they self. And at the end of the day, you're going to have not only people who are already the gang, people who are trying to be the gang, and people in the other gangs are going to all hate on you. You see what I'm saying? And then I think about it. If there's 20 of these gang members, 20 of these gang members, 20 of these gang members, that's 60 gang members, right? Out of 3 different nations. And I got at least 7 or better in each organization. Screaming Kfrogtv or screaming Kfrog this, Kfrog that. You know, then it's kind of like, I'm doing good as it is representing myself. You feel me? I'm already, you know, for being a one person, a single individual, you know what I'm saying? I'm kind of doing good, you know, if you ask me about it. Like, I'm putting my name on just as hard as they putting their gang on. That's, if you look at it that way, you see what I'm saying? And when they ask me if I want to become a gang member, I would turn it down, but I want to try to disrespect them. Like, oh, hell nah, bro, F your gang. Or nothing like that, of course. You know, I'd be like, nah, bro, I ain't on that shit. You feel me? And sometimes, you know, I would question them, you know, so I can see the information and the things that they're going to, you know, I'm learning about these organizations little by little. You feel me? As they want me to become one of their brothers. I'm sitting here learning about these organizations little by little from what I'm told. You know, you got the ones that tell you things and say, oh, don't say nothing to my brothers, you feel me? About nation affairs. You're not supposed to know any of this. You know, so I know so many different things that you're not supposed to know when you're not one of their brothers. Okay? I've had ones that actually set up a meeting. There was supposed to be a meeting that me and like 2 other people were supposed to show up to if we wanted to be a gang member. If Frog ain't show up, I told them I wasn't showing up. You know what I'm saying? Literally. And I couldn't help but to realize all the people who did show up ended up having beef with the same people who were once trying to make them one of theirs. You see? And I was looking at all these people that were, you know, used as crash dummies, and all these people that was like fiending to become a gang member so bad because they literally was like, if I don't, you know, complete this, no matter how long it takes, then all these gangs that I, you know, got into it with for this gang, you feel me, are going to end up attacking me. And then the others that didn't want to accept me, that wanted to approve of me being one of their brothers, they're going to leave me in that water and not protect me. That's what I used to see happen with all these people that were crash dummies. And I was like, I would never want to be that. I would never want to be used like that. You get what I'm saying? And me being white, when it comes to certain, you know, nations, I wouldn't hold no power. You feel me? I would always be just like a soldier. But just by me being white, being in that organization, I would never hold power. Which means I would never be up here telling people, you know what I'm saying? I'd always be giving orders. You know, why would I want something like that? You know, no disrespect toward the organizations out there, but literally, why would I want something like that? You feel me? When I'm Kfrog, I'm the boss of Kfrog, I got my own shit going on. It ain't a gang, but I got enough people in here saying it. You know, that's how I was carrying myself. You feel me? And just from hanging out with people, there's going to be other people, whether it's their ops or whether it's people who are affiliated in another gang, that are going to feel like you're part of that gang. And you got to make it known you're not. Unless you want to walk around and act like you're this gang. If you do that, then low-key, you're up under that gang. You're literally up under them and using them for protection. You feel me? And I've seen people who were crash dummies, people who were on observation trying so hard to become a gang member that other people would refer to them as being in that gang. Like, oh yeah, he's a such and such. Oh, he's a such and such. And in reality, no, he wasn't. But he never told him he wasn't because he wanted them to think he was. So that way people wouldn't mess with him because then they think they're messing with that gang. You see what I'm saying? That's how it works inside a prison. You feel me? You got to be careful. And the more people you hang out with, the more you're going to look like you're in the mix and the more you're going to be involved. You know what I'm saying? When I was at Calhoun and I had them boys that was vibing with me inside of my dorm, I was in G2, gangland. Them Zoes was in there with me. Them Zoes fuck with Kfrog. Them Zoes was like, boy, we can make him a white zombie and ain't nobody gonna do shit to him because I'm the one that brought him home. They say white boys can't be no Z. Shit, I'll make him a Z right now. You feel me? And they fuck with me 1,000. And I used to just be like, nah, you know, I'm your dogs. You feel me? I fuck with y'all boys. You feel me? But I'm not trying to become no gang member. You understand? Because what I look like in my late, you know, like my 20s. You feel me? All of a sudden just coming home and repping something. You feel me? Davey, where I'm from, is different. That's where I'm rooted from. That's me. That's it makes more sense. It feels more right. And if I feel like I'm going against where I'm from, even though it ain't a gang, I shouldn't be doing it. You see, some people join gangs and they didn't look far enough behind to see if there was any wrongs of them doing that. They didn't even look to see, or if anything felt wrong within, they would just ignore the sign and still do it. You feel me? When I had the GDs, I ended up fighting a couple GDs because I beat up a tattoo man who owed me some money. You feel me? And the GD, I went and hollered at him on the yard, and I told him, look, bro, blah, 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 your name's such and such, blah, blah, my name's such and such. He's like, oh, I'm going to send 4 of them at you. And I ended up fighting a couple of his brothers. Next thing you know, they wanted to recruit me. They was asking me if I wanted to be GD, you feel me? And I was like, nah, I fought with y'all boys and all, you feel me? But nah, I don't bang, you know what I'm saying? I seen too many people get involved and get flipped and ate by their own kind to where I wasn't trying to play with it and put myself on that platter. See, a lot of people that join gangs don't understand you have to be in that shit and you have to be committed for life. You feel me? You can't be one of them people that just think you're committed right now because this institution is ran by a different gang and they're kind of bullying you and you're scared and you're nervous. So you're going to join these people kind of like for protection, because that shit's going to follow you. When you get home from prison, boy, you got to go report. You got to check in with people. You got to do certain things, at least down here in the state of Florida. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, at the end of the day, it's like a lifetime thing, you know? And ain't no getting in or backing out once you're done. Like, use them right now while you need it, while you're locked up. And then when you get out, don't commit with it. Like people do when it comes to church. You know, every time they get locked up, they want to run to the Bible and run the, you know, church call out and all this stuff and everything. Try to use it while they're locked up, and then when they get out, don't go no more or nothing. They tried to use it just while they were in there, thinking it would better them or give them the hope chances of surviving or making it out. You feel me? For real. You know, and then if you do play with it, the only thing that's going to happen is the same thing that would have happened just like everybody else. They're going to flip you. They're going to eat you. So the same people you once looked up to that was your homeboys, now they trying to plate you. You see, and there's so many sneaky shit going on. I seen gang members send hits on their own brothers. You know, like their own brothers are getting flipped by them, by their own organization. There's so much creep shit going on, and it's like I ain't got to worry about none of that shit as long as I just stick to being Frog. You feel me? Because my actions reflect on me. When you gangbang, your actions reflect as a whole on the whole organization. You feel me? I'm not on that. That's why every time they came at me, when I was at Charlotte, you know, I was vibing with a bunch of people that were gang members, that were kings and shit like that. Shout out to all of them, you know, and bam. Did they want me to be a king? Of course they did. Of course. Feel me? One of them wanted me to be their first godson, and they wanted to be my godfather. So I had a lot of hate from people who were, you know, later on ended up coming home by them individuals. Hated the fact that Frog was always offered the same thing that they worked so hard to get. Same thing they was a crash dummy for fucking almost 2 years. You know what I'm saying? People that weren't even gangbanging, that wasn't even affiliated, that wasn't even a king when I was in prison, that are kings now, supposedly. They weren't no gang member the whole time I was in prison with them. You feel me? But the same person that brought them home wanted old Fraud to be their first. You feel me? And it hurt that other person so bad and ached them so much that, yeah, you made it later on down the line by after being a crash dummy and looking like a loser the whole time and being used, you feel me? But everything that you wanted so bad, Frog had right here, you know? And I didn't turn it down in a disrespectful manner or nothing. You know, I just showed like I'm doing just as much as that person that wants to be one just by being their homeboy. You feel me? And that's how it is, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like it'll build a hate towards you, you know? I still got respect from everybody I was locked up with. Everybody I was locked up with, regardless the relationship and regardless the organization that they was in, I can tap in and talk to them right now if I wanted to. I can hit them up like, well, what's up with y'all? And it ain't never nothing bad to say about Frog. You get what I'm saying? They're going to be like, Frog, the one white boy that didn't gangbang, that was cool with all organizations. You feel me? I could be cool with the Kings, the Bloods, and the GDs, and there could be a war going on, and I could be over there inside of a blood dorm, hanging out, violating, chilling, with a phone on me, with a banger, while the damn, all of them are going to war. And then they know I'm mostly around the Kings, or mostly around the GDs. But I'm over here in a dorm that's ran by the Bloods, banger on deck, phone on me, hanging out, vibing. And them boys ain't trying to rob. Them boys ain't fucking with me or against me because who I'm cool with. Frog blended in and was cool with everybody. That's the thing, you feel me? And it wasn't like I was just friendly like that. Like, hey, bro, my name's Frog, man. Nice to meet you. I heard you gangbang, bro. No, it was never nothing like that. It was just I clicked with people who would happen to be in organizations. You know, you hang out with someone in a dorm, that bangs. You get put in confinement with someone, that person at your bunkie is a gang member. You get put on a call out and you go to medical, you're sitting in medical waiting to get called by the nurse. There's another person right there that asks if they can see the newspaper after you. That's a gang member. Now y'all met, y'all be chopping up, laughing inside there. You find out they bang. Next time they see, what's up with you? You just meet people that are affiliated. You know, see, at the end of the day, it's like, there's no way to stop that. There's no way to control it. There ain't nothing you can really do other than, you know, you gotta rock, or you ask gonna just be somebody that's vulnerable and they take advantage of when they feel like it. You know what I'm saying? And I remember when I was at Calhoun and the Zoes and the GDs, when they first mentioned, oh boy, what's up, da-da-da, and I was like, nah, you feel me? I ain't want them to take it as disrespect, because some gangs will make you feel like, okay, he don't want to be one of us, then F him, he's against us. You see? That's how it would be, you know, because not everybody in that organization is going to accept you. Not everybody in that organization even likes you. So if there's 25 of them on the pound and one of them wants to bring you home to their organization, you might be cool with 15 to 17 of them, but them other 7 or however many, or 12, however many's left, they might not like you. You know, now they're going to look in the back of their mind and add to a reason why they don't like you, that you denied being their brother. So not only were they against you being their brother, now that you denied it because you're just cool, you're your dogs, they gonna feel like he ain't fully with us 100%. He might be with somebody else. Now when you go chill and you're seen around other gang members, they're gonna have that hate in the back of their mind that they'll stab you up if anything goes down right now. That's how it is. You see, and you can't really control that because you feel like you're keeping it more real by not joining the organization. And that's how it is with me, you see. I never stamped where I was a part of a gang or nothing like that. At certain institutions, I rocked with some harder than others because my homeboys were affiliated. And like I said, you can't help who you were around. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to certain gangs, you feel me? The whole organization has to agree. Certain gangs, the whole organization has to agree for you to be their brother, for you to, you know, be brought home and stuff like that. And I've been at camps to where people who didn't gangbang kept getting denied. Not everybody wanted to approve them, And they had to keep on riding the wave and begging and begging and begging and begging, crashing, doing stupid shit the whole time, and begging and begging and begging over and over again. And if it wasn't for one individual, they never would have became a gang member if that other individual didn't just keep pushing and pushing and pushing for that person to finally become a gang member up under them. Because their brothers weren't approving of that shit. You see what I'm saying? And that's how it is. Me, everybody was cool with me. I didn't need approval because I'm repping Kfrog, Kfrogtv. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of times, no matter where you go, you're going to have people try to fuck with you and try to see how you are, you know? And it blows my mind because I seen them bring a lot of people that were pussy home into gangs. So it's like, here, this person came in, you know what I'm saying? And y'all were putting down on him, taking his shit, and then now later on, y'all made him one of your brothers. That don't make no sense because that shows you that that bitch is there. That shows you that that bitch is within them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why would you bring them home? Why would you make them one of yours when y'all were extorting them when he first got there? That just makes y'all nation look weak. You feel me? Like the JIT camps. Soon as people come in, They say you're getting down with somebody. Somebody's making you, you're getting down with somebody, or you're breaking it off, you're paying rent, or something like that, right? So it's like, if someone comes there, why would you just want to bring anybody home just to snatch them up to have the number? When in all reality, you don't know this person. You don't know if this person's living like that. Me, I'd rather have 4 quarters than 100 pennies. I'd rather have 4 solid ones than 100 that I don't think are going to ride, or ones that ain't worth shit. You feel me? That's how it is. You know, they choose numbers, you know what I'm saying, over soldiers. They just will bring home anybody. To me, that don't make no sense. Because in all reality, whatever they do now resides on your nation. Makes your nation look like that. Whatever part of the gang you're in, and whatever it is that you rep, when you do something, whether it's good, bad, by accident, or if it's a mistake, if it's a flaw, if you shouldn't have done it, it all reflects on your organization. And your organization is going to be the first one that tries to take you out over that situation. You see, to me, that's something that I never had to worry about. Okay? Just like with the Crips. When the Crips was like, man, what's up, bro? Blah, blah, blah. I had a bunkie in confinement when I was at Charlotte. That was a Crip. And he used to talk about it. Like, oh, bro, I can put word in, bro. That's what they used to say. I can send you to the right person. I can guide you to the right person. You feel me? You just let me know, bro. I fuck with you, bro. He was a black dude that was a Crip. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I fuck with you, bro. He's like, I can lead you to the right person, which means he can send me to whoever I'd talk to about becoming a gang member. You feel me? And I wasn't with that shit. I'm like, nah, I'm straight, bro. You feel me? And then, you know, the way I know these things about gangs is because a lot of them tried so hard to have me like stamped that I'm on their side, to be a part of their organization, that they would tell me more information than they would tell the average person. You know, they would tell me so many things, and I would know things about organizations that I'm not supposed to know. That 90% of the people who once joined the gang didn't know these things. That's what made them join it. I learned it before I even became the gang member, and it kind of helped me make sure, hell no, I'm not trying to be no gang member. You see what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, when you know these things, it's got to click like, nah, this ain't the right thing to do. You feel me? It might be for you, but for me, it isn't. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, man, whatever you do, do not join a gang. Because some people need a gang. Some people can't make it on their own. Some people try to stand for something that don't have a big enough voice. You know, you might be trying to rep your name or rep where you're from, and that shit don't get no play. You're not known. You're a nobody, so you're trying to join something that's already got a name that is something. There's some people that have nobody on the streets, no family, no hope, no one to look to, that all they can rely on and hope for is the gang. You see what I'm saying? So if you're one of them people that match that category, make sure you're 100% committed. Just keep your mind on that and do your homework first. You know what I'm saying? Because before I went to prison, I heard about all these gangs. Of course, they're on the streets. But I never seen the inside of how it can really be. You know, I never seen the flaws. You know, I've seen some dangerous acts on the streets with them before I even went to prison. But being in prison where there's nowhere to go is when you start seeing and hearing and watching different sides of gangs than you would think about. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to bring harm your way or your family's way later on. So you join an organization and not know everything about it. Later on down the line, you know, shit backfire on you and your peoples. You don't want that to happen. I didn't want that to happen. Because at the end of the day, I knew, yeah, we're cool as hell here. But I know from experience from the last camp I went to, the same organization that I'm not really fucking with over here was my dogs at the last camp. You know, like I thought, boy, they was cool everywhere you go. But no, that really ain't it. See, you can't control how these individuals are. I done seen cool people part of this organization. I done seen grimy people. I done seen snakes. I done seen thieves. I done seen people that tell. I done seen people that mess with boys. I done seen all that amongst all these organizations. I done seen things happen to people, you know, that once was cool. You would never think it was them, and it was. You know, that's the whole reason why I didn't want to join a gang. You see what I'm saying? Because it's like you're trying to, it's basically like a car. You think about it. You know, it's like a car you get that had several owners. How long is that shit gonna last? You got to keep on repairing things. You got to keep on doing stuff to make sure it works, right? You got to keep on fixing parts if you want this car to actually work. But it's got so many miles on it because so many people done already had it. That's the same thing with these gangs. These gangs, so many people been repping these things, and so many different types of people done been part of them, that I'm like, damn, I ain't trying to be a part of something that isn't 100%. You know, I'm not trying to be a part of something that everything's got its flaws, ups and downs. Even where I'm from, there's people that are flawed. There's people that are grimy. Everything's got its ups and downs. But I know my neighborhood. You understand? Just like a car. You know your car. After you done fix so many things in it, you know what's wrong with it. You bring that shit to the mechanic shop, you know what done been replaced, what needs to be fixed in the future. You know these things, rather than all of a sudden you just getting another used car, you don't know what's wrong with it. You feel me? The problems start coming, you start figuring it out after you already done bought the car. After you done already joined the gang, all these different things start, and you start people think, well, I didn't know y'all allow or not. Oh, I didn't know y'all didn't like, you start seeing all these different things, and it's too late, you're already in it. You see what I'm saying? That's why every time they wanted me to become a gang member, I was good. I'm straight. You feel what I'm saying? Me, I put on more by being myself. And that's what made them want me to be a gang member so much. Because all I did was be myself. I was like one of them homeboys that they knew would be a good soldier for their organization. And then I had a couple homeboys that didn't want me in their organization because they knew how creep and flaw their organization actually is. And they're like, nah, Frog's a cool one, you feel me? I don't want him to get wrapped up in this gang shit, you know what I'm saying? And get flipped, and my brothers are creep, and different things. There's some of them that would give me the good rundown, and then I'd even test my homeboys sometimes just to see. When I done get the ran down by their brothers about how flawed it is and shit, I'll test one of their brothers, be like, so what's up, bro? Blah, 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 blah. You feel me? Oh, yeah. And then they tell me nothing but the good stuff. And I'll be like, all right, well, what's the bad stuff? Oh, there ain't no bad things. This. And then I'll throw it at them what I know. And then they're like, yeah, bro, you know what I'm saying? This and this. And then they'll tell me. A real homeboy gonna tell you the flaws also. Not because they're so cool with you that they keep the flaws out. They tell you all the good shit trying to persuade you, but they leave the small print out. You see what I'm saying? That right there really ain't your dog. He's your homeboy, but he's just trying to recruit people for his organization. You see what I'm saying? And me, I had to see past that. I had to realize that's what it was. So I had people that I was cooler with that was in gangs. I was cooler with them than their own brothers were. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just being real. They get put in confinement, or I get put in confinement. They shooting me stuff while I'm back there. I'm shooting them stuff, whatever, back there. It was me and them against the pound. They own brothers wasn't doing that shit. You think they brothers was sending Frog food back there? Fuck no. You think they brothers was sending them food when they was in confinement? Fuck no. It was a back and forth thing, you know what I'm saying, between me and my homeboys. That's how it was. And it showed I'm realer than your own brothers, bro. You feel me? And that's real, you know what I'm saying? Then I got some shit to where I went to a box a couple times, and the main homeboy I was cool with didn't send me shit. But his brothers did. His brother was sending me food back there, $75 a week. Like real canteen. You feel me? So now I was like, damn, okay, so he was my dog, and I met his brothers through him, but he really wasn't fucking with me that much. And then after a while, he got used to me being cool with everybody that he just, and then I went to confinement, and he was the main one that ain't send me nothing. You see what I'm saying? But then his brothers that I met through him was like, man, we fought with that white boy Frog. But we got him. You know what I'm saying? And that was my dogs. You see what I'm saying? These type of people are the people that I was around when I was in prison, and I met some of the coolest people in prison in my life, and they were gang members, and I've also met the most grimiest and shadiest people. I met people that would look you in your face, dap you up, shake your hand, and send a hit on you. When you leave the dorm, you get wet and wouldn't even know where it came from. I'm just being real. Like, that's how shiesty shit is inside of prison. You feel me? And every time someone would come at me about me being a gang member, I'm good. I tell them, nah, I fuck with your Nation Law 1000. You feel me? But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, bro, I just rep Kfrog. And then they respected that. It ain't like they were always trying to, oh this, oh that. Or trying to make me become a gang member. Oh, bro, look, boy, we finna be one or this. It wouldn't work like that. Because then me and that person would get into it. I don't care what organization they're in. And then all the other organizations are going to jump up and rock behind me. Because they're going to be like, man, that man tried to make Frog be part of his organization. What the fuck? You see, that it doesn't go down like that. You feel me? But anyways, y'all, I want y'all to do me a favor, man. Drop in the comment section and you let me know what it was like anytime someone wanted you to be a part of their gang. Okay? When you was locked up, if they approached you, you know, did they approach you in the nice manner? Did they try to finesse you? Or did they approach you trying to put down and make you become one of their brothers? Or what? You know what I'm saying? Drop it in the comments section. I know everybody that reads the comments loves to see this shit too, because it's like you get triple, you know, you get triple the topic, which means I talk about it, and then in the comments, so then people get to read on that, and you get to learn more about the same topic. That's why my comment section is so important, and I like seeing that shit. You feel me? But anyways, y'all, I'm gonna wrap this video on up. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Like I always say, y'all make sure y'all keep them rats, squares, clowns, chomos, pedos, gunners, wannabe island boys, clout chasers, people that lie, people that fucking make up things about people on YouTube. Keep all them clowns out your circle, man. Until next time, this the one and only Frog.